One thing that's starting to filter out in this series now in Game 6 is the depth and balance of the Dallas Mavericks. Jerry Stackhouse off the bench with 7. Nowitzki has 7. They have very balanced scoring. For the Houston Rockets, it was McGrady 5 of 7 for 10 points. Yao Ming with only 3, but he picked up 2 fouls. So once again, getting in foul trouble, which has been a key to this series. When he has stayed on the floor, he has been the dominant force inside. But this is going to have to be a night where the 2 stars, Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming, find a way to push this to Game 7 in Dallas. Tracy McGrady early here in this game, finding Yao Ming on that bread and butter pick and roll that they've been running. Powerful finish over Dampier with the left hand. Lob and the quick finish in the post. And then the nice give and go with Yao Ming and McGrady. And when Yao Ming picked up those fouls, the fortunes of his team changed as he sat on the bench.
So to start the second quarter, the Houston Rockets will have John Barry, McGrady, Mike James, David Wesley, and Dikembe Mutombo. And as Doug just said, Yao's got 2 fouls. Dallas begins the second quarter with Finley, Nowitzki, Stackhouse, Howard, and the rookie from Wisconsin, Devin Harris.
Dallas is going to use 3, 4, 5 different defenders on Tracy McGrady, try to wear him down. There's another loose ball, and tonight all those loose balls have been going to Dallas, although McGrady found that one in the lane.
And Stackhouse again, who has been absolutely devastating since coming off the bench. A 4 of 4 start and a Maverick high 9 points.
Well, he's coming off a best game of the series yet. He had 17 points the other night, some critical plays, and he said he shot around with Rolando Blackman before Game 5, the great Maverick player. He said he helped him get refocused. Since that point in time, Jerry has been lights out.
And he stepped out of bounds to David Wesley down low. The Dallas Mavericks are trying to become the 3rd team ever to win a playoff series after losing the first 2 games at home. That's a pretty big statement. 3 consecutive wins. They have certainly grabbed this series by the throat.
Well, this series changed when Keith Van Horn rolled his ankle and Avery Johnson had to go from the conventional big lineups that he liked to play to small ball. And small ball has been working in his favor. Guys like Marquise Daniels off the bench, Josh Howard, Jerry Stackhouse. These guys are 6'6", 6'7". They've caused all kinds of problems for Houston's small lineup.
It's McGrady against Nowitzki. Tracy McGrady and the tapping by Mutombo.
If Dallas is going to play small, that's why you need Yao Ming on the floor or even a Mutombo. You've got to be able to get that ball inside and pound that smaller lineup. Without Yao Ming to do that, they become such a perimeter-oriented team.
And there's a turnover, and in this game, 3 against the Mavericks and 4 against the Rockets. McGrady. John Barry with the offensive rebound. David Wesley over the defending Marquise Daniels. That's a 2-point shot that brings the Rockets to within 6.
Well, nice start by David Wesley, 2 of 4 from the floor. He has 5 points. And what Dallas has done, Kevin, they've tried to take Wesley, Sura, James, Barry, those guys out of the game as much as they can and live with the points that Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady throw up, and then hope that in the 4th quarter their superior depth will wear down the Rockets, specifically Tracy McGrady. And Tracy has struggled in the 4th quarter the last 3 games.
McGrady picking up his first foul, and at the free throw line is Dirk Nowitzki, who Doug earlier in this series had a string of 22 consecutive free throws made. He's been terrific from the stripe.
Well, one of the things that kept him as a guy who was putting points on the board for his team early in this series, Kevin, with his shooting woes, was his ability to get the line. As you said, he's 44 of 50. There he's missed a free throw here tonight. But you look at this series, Nowitzki's shooting 38%, 29% from 3. Going into this game, you say, wow, those numbers all favor the Houston Rockets. But all of a sudden, Jason Terry has been the story of this series with his shooting. He's shooting almost 70% from the 3-point line, averaging 18 points a game. More importantly, big shot after big shot. We saw it in Game 4, the huge 3 that he hit that really evened the series and swung it back in Dallas's favor.
Ryan Bowen has come in for Tracy McGrady for the Houston Rockets. Dampier is in the game for Dallas.
How often do you see Nowitzki step up and miss 2 free throws?
Certainly not much in this series. Here's Mike James. over Harris.
They really need him. He's capable of getting his own shot. Wesley, Barry, Sir, these guys depend on Tracy McGrady.
Little 6-0 run now by the Houston Rockets, and a foul as Nowitzki was wheeling inside. Ryan Bowen was defending, and the foul goes on Bowen just off the bench for the first time for Coach Jeff Van Gundy. Let's check in with the third member of our crew and say good evening to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Jerry Stackhouse has made his mark, and it's well in keeping because when Jerry Stackhouse was traded from the Washington Wizards, they made no secret of the fact that they didn't think much of him as a leader. He feels like he was maligned a little bit at the end in Washington, and this is a great opportunity for him to redeem himself. He's also learned that he doesn't have to play 45 minutes a game to be effective. He said it was Rick Carlisle who taught him while he was in Detroit that he could be just as effective a player playing 30 minutes and staying fresh for the playoffs than he could if he plays 42 minutes and takes a lot of shots. And now he says he feels fresher than he's felt at this point in the season in a long time.
Well, David, just to follow up that, in watching Jerry, I see a much more mature Jerry Stackhouse. He's playing with a passion. He's channeling it the right ways. He's been a great leader for this team in the locker room. I've heard nothing but great things from the coaches, and it's great to see him being able to come to Dallas and have this kind of success. I think he would have been the 6th man of the year had he not gotten injured.
Kevin Harris just picks up a foul. And that'll send Mike James to the free throw line for the Houston Rockets. Doug Dallas is averaging at least 6 more free throws a game in this series than Houston.
Well, one of the reasons is because their perimeter guys not only bigger than Houston's perimeter guys, but they're also quicker, so they get in the lane. And what that does is creates a chain reaction. Either you get fouled, or you drop the ball off to a guy and he gets fouled, or you get to the offensive rebound, get some second shots, or you create some threes. So getting in the lane is one of the things Houston does not want to have happen. Here's a steal by Mike James on Devin Harris.
James. Mike James has 6 points. There's another steal. Mike James comes up with it.
Well, Devin Harris, back-to-back turnovers, trying to handle the basketball in congestion.
Sean Berry. Ryan Bowen. Knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. Shot clock is down to 5. And a timeout taken. Houston is on a 10-2 run. And a guy who's got some championship experience with the Detroit Pistons a season ago, Mike James, comes up with a big defensive play and the foul for Houston.
Well, he has the capabilities of creating his own shots. Houston desperately needs his production tonight.
I just thought I had a little something on the end.
It's showtime!
Drumline, bringing the beat home. Tomorrow night at 8 on TNT.
Last Sprite.
That's mine! Back off, LeBron. Coming through. Nighty-night. Victory is mine. Show 'em my motto.
We're investing over $1 billion in North America. It began with a new design and research center and test track in California, a new engineering facility in Michigan, and now a state-of-the-art assembly plant in Alabama, creating thousands of new jobs across the country. The result will be a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Win Jack stuff. Buy any medium or large combo and peel the sticker to win. Free music match downloads, 10 million food prizes, Nintendo DS systems, American Express branded gift cards, a year of travel on Southwest Airlines and vacation packages, Kawasaki jet skis, ATVs, Jack's Ninja 6R. Too bad he's not giving away his wife. I would like to win a night with her. Jack employees not eligible.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
What is Budweiser? It's bright, the look of perfection. It's crisp, with ideal flavor. It's clean, for a great finish. It's pure, made with the finest all-natural ingredients. It's the smooth, flavorful result of beechwood aging. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
With the Dallas Mavericks leading by 2 here in the second quarter in Houston. Tonight's Bud Light around the league takes us to the highest scoring tandems on a team in the NBA playoffs. And at the top, Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming.
Well, they have been terrific. And again, when Yao Ming has been on the floor, he's been the dominant man in that painted area. They need a big game from McGrady. You see Ray Allen, how good was he? Jerome James, Rashard Lewis, Gilbert Arenas, the big shot last night. He and Larry Hughes against Chicago. We saw Ginobili off the bench and Duncan, and obviously Wade and Shaq. And you see tonight the minus meter, Dallas +6 from the three-point line, points in the paint. Houston, offensive rebounds.
Mike James has just tied the game with the 2-point shot, now at 30 apiece. A game-high 10 points for Tracy McGrady. No one in double figures yet for the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas from the floor shooting 52%.
We're gonna have to do something here with Jerry Stackhouse. Wesley cannot handle him down here. He's having his way. That's 11 points for Jerry Stackhouse, and I don't think he's missed a shot. He's 5 of 5.
Yep. He's been terrific. Rockets the other way, shooting 45% from the field.
And Jerry's just too big for David Wesley. David is a good defender, but he just doesn't have the size.
Mike James.
That's not a good possession. Too much dribbling there.
Bowen saves it. Rockets are +2 in rebounding tonight.
Jerry Stackhouse thought that ball was going out of bounds, and Ryan Bowen just made a beeline for that loose ball.
Knockaway deflected by the defensive-minded Marquise Daniels of Dallas. Shot clock at 13, second quarter clock at 7:40.
How much time now can Jeff Van Gundy buy with both McGrady and Yao Ming off the floor at the same time?
Good point.
It's going to be Mike James who's going to have to be the man who scores. Here maybe Wesley.
James has got 8 in 6 minutes, and he's got the ball right now. Knocked away, 5 seconds on the shot clock. And the defense by Jason Terry.
They've got to get Tracy McGrady some rest. Now Yao Ming has been in foul trouble, but Tracy McGrady is playing about 45 minutes a night, and it's shown in the last 3/4 quarters, so he's got to be fresh, or his teammates have to help him here tonight.
Mike James, rebound by Dirk Nowitzki, lassoing his 4th of the game.
Dirk coming off his best game of the series, 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 steals.
The rebounds in particular impressive for the double-double. Terry. And that ball hit the underneath portion of the rim as he was trying to pass it. And Barry had it taken away by Daniels. Vacuumed in by Nowitzki. Ahead to Terry. The bounce to Stackhouse. Perfect tonight. And continues that way. Stackhouse has started 6 of 6. 14 points in 12 minutes.
Jerry Stackhouse is on fire off the bench. The bench points have swung in favor of the Mavericks. This is what Jerry Stackhouse was brought in to do. He was traded for Antoine Jamison, who's had a great year for the Washington Wizards. Jerry Stackhouse is the 6th man, lighting it up here tonight, and Dallas in a great rhythm offensively, lead by 5.
We're investing over $1 billion in North America. It began with a new design and research center and test track in California, a new engineering facility in Michigan, and now a state-of-the-art assembly plant in Alabama, creating thousands of new jobs across the country. The result will be a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I got 5 stops to make.
Oh no! I can't drive you around while you're around killing people.
What are you gonna do about it? I'm Director Michael Mann.
He's coming to kill you.
Tom Cruise.
What's growing? What's my work?
Jamie Foxx.
I'm not up for this. Slow down. Shoot me.
Collateral.
I heard DirecTV has this thing called the DirecTV Movers Connection. They move and install your DirecTV service in your new home when you move. And it's free.
Free? Let's move then.
I'm glad we did this.
Movers Connection, only from DirecTV. Another example of how DirecTV is rethinking the way television should be.
The 2005 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Hyundai. To see the full line of Hyundai's cars and SUVs, visit HyundaiUSA.com. And by the United States Marine Corps.
The Dallas Maverick bench has been a story in this entire series, tonight highlighted by the terrific performance of Jerry Stackhouse.
Well, it all got started with this loose ball that was picked up by Jason Terry. He found Stack for a three in the corner, going inside, taking advantage of his superior size over David Wesley, finding that spot again in the corner for the three. And it was before Game 5, he met with Rolando Blackman, the Mavericks Director of Player Development. What a great player he was for the Mavericks. And he went out and worked out, and he said Rowe really helped him get refocused for Game 5. He had 17 points off the bench in 27 minutes, 6 of 13, 3 of 4 from 3, and has continued his great shooting here tonight. And he could be the difference in the Mavericks being able to move on if he keeps his hot hand. He's capable of throwing up a 30-point game in about 25 minutes.
He led the league in scoring a couple of years ago. Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady have come back in the game, and there is a turnover. The Rockets have never led. The Mavericks' big lead has been 10. The Rockets are facing elimination tonight in this Game 6.
Now McGrady's got to get himself right back in this game now. He got off to a good start.
Dallas has gone 3 of 5 shooting the 3 ball tonight. Rockets have not hit from 3-point territory. Nowitzki with James on him, and now Yao on him. Yao has altered or deflected about 5 or 6 Dallas shots tonight.
Well, it's interesting. Tracy McGrady is now switched off over on Jerry Stackhouse. We'll have to see now who Yao Ming is playing. Will he play? Well, he'll play against Dan Pierce, so Bowen will play against Nowitzki. So McGrady is off Nowitzki now, trying to slow down Jerry Stackhouse. That's tough to do, Kevin, when a guy gets it rolling.
We've had 7 ties in this game. McGrady to Yao, and the foul was called on Howard as Yao controls his emotions, and that's about as hard a foul as he has taken in this series. The second foul is tagged on Howard.
You know what I think? I think these fans love the reaction from Yao Ming. He's sort of the gentle giant, and he's going to roll to the basket. Never much, doesn't say much after fouls, but there's the hard foul, and he goes down and he tries to get back up. He's such a big man, he sort of stumbles to get back up.
See, the one thing that is different, like in the National Football League, Howard was staring him down. That's a flag right there. That's a penalty in the NFL for taunting. And that's exactly what Howard did right there. And he's done it all series long. And that time looking at Yao and trying to get that, whatever you want to call it, that sense of superiority. But
Yao's got to step up and make these free throws. And Tracy McGrady is going to be smiling at Yao Ming, but you know what? They want the big man to be fired up. They need that kind of passion. It's what everybody's waiting for him to just take that next step forward with the passion to go with the talent that he has.
full court pressure for the first time tonight, exhibited by the Houston Rockets.
Now, Jerry Stackhouse will make Tracy McGrady work. They're not going to let him rest, so they're going to continue to try to attack him.
Stackhouse, who's been perfect, except for that shot right there with the miss. Out of bounds and off of Dallas.
So this is what McGrady has to do. This is what Michael Jordan used to do. He would go over and take the other team's best perimeter player and shut him down, and on the other end, he would get you 35 or 40 points, whatever you needed. This is what Tracy's going to have to do tonight, both ends of the floor.
It's James. He's got 10 points off the bench to match the Rocket high 10 by McGrady. All 10 of James's points have come in this second quarter. Bowen knocks it away. Bowen on the breakaway. And Howard picks up a foul with a trip.
Well, Ryan Bowen, we have not seen much from him since the first 2 games. They need more offense on the floor, but he gets out in the open lane, scores, and Josh Howard gets his leg out, trips him. And Ryan Bowen will have a chance to go to the line here and give the Rockets a 1-point lead.
And they have never led.
And you can see what's happened in the bench. The first 2 games, the Houston bench was plus 14 points. It was all in their favor. In the last 3, Dallas plus 23. So that bench, we have to watch. The depth has gone to Dallas as this series has gone on.
The Rockets are on top for the first time. We've seen an 11-point turnaround in this second quarter. There's a Mike James foul.
Starting to get a little chippy. You can feel the urgency starting to surface here, Kevin. Houston knows win or go home, and Dallas cannot play like they have insurance in their pocket. They do not want to go to a Game 7.
James picks up his first. Houston is on a 6-0 run. Jason Terry. Michael Finley. On a nice roll is Michael Finley. Hits for the second time for the field. He's got 4. Stackhouse with a game-high 14. Yao held by Dampier.
Well, you can see the matchups. As soon as Yao Ming came back on the floor, Avery Johnson went to Eric Dampier. That's why he's out there, to try to play against Yao Ming. He's got to give them some production. Now, the Mavericks yesterday had an off day, and we talked to Avery Johnson before the game. He said, yeah, everybody had an off day except Eric Dampier. He did not deserve an off day. He got with the head coach and worked out yesterday.
What a great pass inside. James finishes, but Tracy McGrady lasers one inside.
12 points now for Mike James off the bench. 14 for Jerry Stackhouse. They have both lifted their teams.
Terry picked up by James, and now on the switch by Bowen. Chasing Terry for 3. Missed it all. Picked up by John Barry. Ahead to James, and the pass not there.
Those are the kind of plays you have to convert. You work so hard to get a defensive stop. You've got to convert. You see Dikembe Mutombo, players on the Rockets bench, urging on their teammates.
Terry, Finley, Stackhouse, Nowitzki, Dampier. This is Nowitzki. That's the Dallas 5 out there. Barry, Bowen, McGrady, Yao. Mike James with the ball. Ryan Bowen. And that is unexpected.
Well, he's got to take the shot because Nowitzki's back in the lane trying to help on McGrady or Yao Ming. He's wide open out there. He can't think about it. He's got to let it go.
Stackhouse with the shot clock at 6 and defended by Bowen. He's missed 2 straight after hitting his first 6.
The last 2 shots were contested.
Houston is +4 in rebounding. McGrady to Yao, and Yao fumbles it away. He's got a couple turnovers himself, and 8 total for the Rockets.
In a game like this, you've got to find a way to relax. You've got to channel the energy and not turn the basketball over. You've got to get shots at the basket. Avery Johnson wants to take a timeout. You know, he said, we came in here tonight with a healthy dose of fear. We want to feel like we did after games 1 and 2. We were angry, we were embarrassed. We came in and won 2 games. He said we were tight early, we weren't focused. We're now loose and focused. Can they finish them off tonight and advance to play Phoenix?
These low fares to your favorite vacation destination start at just $49. Book yours at southwest.com.
We're investing over $1 billion in North America. It began with a new design and research center and test track in California, a new engineering facility in Michigan, and now a state-of-the-art assembly plant in Alabama, creating thousands of new jobs across the country. The result will be a Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, honey, it's a camera phone. It's 2 camera phones.
Oh, it's a Mother's Day miracle. Oh, hey, I'll take this one.
This year, Mother's Day isn't just for moms. Get Mom an LG VX 6100 camera phone from Verizon Wireless for $49.99 and pick up one for yourself free. Plus, you can add unlimited text and picture messaging to your in-calling for just $5 a month from our enhanced service area. But hurry, this deal ends May 8th.
I sent you a picture of the syrup.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Over 100 people. Gone.
A team of FBI profilers hunting a serial killer. They followed his clues.
He has an obsession with time.
They know his methods.
Somebody drained his blood.
But what they don't know is that the killer is one of them.
I know it's not me.
And I know it's not me.
Mindhunters. Rated R. In theaters Friday, May 13th.
Sin is fun.
He kills for the fun of it. The job is simple. Get him and get him fast.
Dude, tell him where the money
I'm
is.
the guy banging your old lady. Bob Shadow's coming.
How dare you not defend your daughter?
This loud noise you hear is me.
To take a 2-0 lead. Oh, Tracy McGrady gets loose again. And Nowitzki has it. The shot clock is at 4. The 3 by Terry. Good. Here comes McGrady. Oh, he just sucked the gravity right out of the building.
Here's Toad forcing prodigal last guess.
It's been a terrific series. We're at Game 6. The first game was decided by 12 points. But, Doug, the last 4 have been decided by a total of 13 points between Dallas and Houston.
And it's come down to fourth quarter. Who's made the shots? Who's come up with the big plays? That's who's won the game. And I have a feeling tonight, Kevin, we're on to pace to see the same thing here tonight. Dallas trying to finish this game, and Houston hoping to take some solace from what Boston did to Indiana today and get it to Game 7.
Rockets have outscored Dallas in the second quarter, 22-13. The miss by Nowitzki. The rebound by Tracy McGrady. Brady's got 10. He's 5 of 11. Great pass to Bowen from Tracy McGrady. And Doug, the Rocket bench, has now scored 21 points this quarter.
Well, that's with Yao Ming in foul trouble, sitting on the bench. Tracy McGrady resting. Here's Nowitzki over the top.
Tap in by Dampier.
That's the one thing he's done in this series. Now he has 20 offensive rebounds, so got to do a better job keeping him off the boards, getting those second shots.
They've 5 lead changes and 8 ties in this game. Mavericks have led by 10. Rockets have led by as many as 3. McGrady. Dallas is shooting 50% from the floor. Marquise Daniels. And it's picked up by Ryan Bowen, knocked away by Daniels. And retrieved by Houston. McGrady. And Bowen again fumbles a McGrady pass. He's done it most of the series. Drive inside by Marquise Daniels and a foul.
Oh, Ryan Bowen,
James.
he's trying so hard, Kevin. You can just see the young guy is anxious. He wants so much to help his team. First 2 games did a nice job defensively. Has not played much since, but has come in the game today. He's given him 7 points off the bench, a couple rebounds, fighting Dirk Nowitzki every step of the way, and really he's doing all he can do for his team. You got to be careful sometimes throwing those passes in traffic. And make sure you got to know who you're throwing to.
With a 3-point Houston lead here, let's go to our TNT studios and Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Folks are going to want to stick around for the Verizon Wireless halftime report and hear what Kenny and Charles have to say about this game and about Boston's win and about the ejection of Paul Pierce. And you'll want to hear what Antoine Walker said after the game. A bold statement about this series. It all comes your way in just a couple of minutes. Back to you, Kev.
EJ, thank you very much. Pierce and Walker combined for 44 points tonight for the Boston Celtics. What a win In Indianapolis, here comes McGrady. Houston is shooting 51%. James, and he is fouled.
That was
He's down there along with Nowitzki.
That was a brilliant pass from Tracy McGrady. Little rub play with Mike James sort of circling around Yao Ming, cutting to the basket, and McGrady, it's like skipping a rock across a pond there. He just skipped it through traffic, and James did a nice job picking that ball up, and boy, he's giving him a tremendous amount of energy. Having 12 points now, looking for 13, and misses his free throw, and once again, that free throw line really was deadly for Houston in the fourth quarter of Game 5.
That's James's first miss from the free throw line in this series. He was 17 of 17. Bulls Wizards tomorrow, ESPN, 8 o'clock Eastern.
And at Game 5 the other night when Dallas took a 3-2 lead, the Rockets missed 8 of 16 free throws in the fourth quarter. Yao Ming missed 5, Tracy McGrady 3. You miss 8 free throws and you lose a 1-possession game.
Each team is 7 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half.
Yao Ming out, so he does not pick up his third foul here going into the halftime. They'd like for him to have 4 fouls to use in the second half.
Mutombo takes his place. Here is Nowitzki, and the shot clock is down to 6, and McGrady is defending. Mutombo with the rebound. James will trigger it. Approaching a minute to play in this first half. McGrady over Finley for 3. We have had a 16-point turnaround in this second quarter. Dallas led by 10. The Rockets have their biggest lead of the game now at 6. Jason Terry with the fake, and James bites, and the 2-point shot retrieved by Mutombo. There are no fouls to give either way.
If he goes a quick 2 for 1, pulls up and shoots a 3 here.
And he was fouled on the shot.
It's a great 2 for 1 possession. Tracy McGrady sort of lulls and knocks the shot down, gets fouled. Shades of the finish against San Antonio when he had, what, 13 points in about 30-something seconds. Kevin, we always talk about ending quarters and halves. The Rockets have made a surge, and listen to this crowd. If they get a defensive stop and another score, what a way to go into this locker room in a huge Game 6, trying to get back to Dallas. This is what great players do. They make these kind of plays and these kind of moments. It's how stars are born in playoff competition when the competition is at its best.
McGrady with the game-high 19 points. Bob Sura has come in for Mutombo. A 20-point turnaround in this second quarter.
Similar to the 20-0 run, remember, in Game 3.
Terry for 3.
This guy has hit every open jump shot. He's shooting 70% from the three-point line in this series.
Bowen.
Unheard of, Kevin.
James in the final seconds of the first half ticking off.
That ball back to Tracy McGrady. Michael Finley will not let him catch it.
Mike James over Daniels, who deflected the shot, and that takes us to halftime. And the Rockets lead by 7. The Mavericks led by 5 at the 7:02 mark. And to close the quarter, the Houston Rockets go on a 22-10 run. And Tracy McGrady leading the way with 19 first-half points. With the Houston Rockets on the brink of elimination, a big-time first half. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Mike James, when the Rockets were down 10 early in the first quarter, did you sense the desperation when you came in?
We got to play inspired basketball now. We understand what's at stake. We lose, we go home. Simple as that. There's no motivational speeches. If we have a goal, and that's trying to win the Western Conference this year, if we believe that, we at least got to win one game at home and then decide what's going to happen in Game 7. So today we're going to play inspired basketball.
Jerry Stackhouse got up to a great start off of their bench, but then you and Ryan Bowen came in great production from your bench in the second quarter.
That's what we got to be. We got to be energy for our team. When our team, is lacking energy, we got to come in and maintain and try to help us. Just try to, we trying to do something. And so if we believe that we could do something, we got to at least come out hungry this game.
You got the surge at the end of the second quarter this time.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. It's 2 more quarters to play. We played good basketball for 3 games for 3 quarters, and we didn't finish in the 4th. So today, we got to play inspired ball for the remainder of the 24 minutes.
Mike James, thanks very much. Good luck in the second half. Let's send it out to Atlanta and Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, DA. It's a 52-45 game. Houston with the halftime lead, trying to stay alive against the Mavericks, and what a night of playoff basketball we are in the midst of here on TNT. It's the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. All that Boston stuff as they stay alive still to come in just a couple of minutes, but let's start with this game right here. And you heard Mike James say, it's not about speeches, and you know what's at stake here. This is a time when superstars got to take over.
Yeah, and you would think, a lot of times when you always compare, I hear the comparisons of American players versus foreign players, and how the foreign players are much more skilled, much more deliberate, and have a better fundamentals. And that might be true, but I think at times that leads to a lack of aggression sometimes, because a lot of the areas of the floor where they're comfortable with the ball, because what makes Dirk Nowitzki so great is that he can take the ball out on the outside and face the basket. But for a go-to move, I think a lot of times, with all of those skills and fundamentals that the foreign players play with, the bigger players play facing the basket, which leads you to tougher shots where most of American big men are taught, when you're a big man, get your butt on the box and punish people and learn how to punish people. And I think we get in awe, we get intrigued by the skill of facing the basket for big men, that when it's time to get a basket, they can't, the go-to players a lot of times don't go to the basket and get points.
11 points on 3 out of 9 for Dirk Nowitzki. What do you think about what the Jet has observed here in the first half and in these series?
Well, I just think Dirk Nowitzki shoot too many jumpers. Very talented player, very good player, but he can get jumpers, and he shoots fadeaway jumpers. But, man, Yao Ming ain't giving me nothing. Nada, zero, zilch.
But I think he falls victim to that too, Charles, where he faces the basket. He feels much more comfortable facing the basket, and instead of having his back to the basket. And I don't know if it's because the international lane is wider. I don't know what the exact reason is, but most of the big men, they don't feel comfortable with their back to the basket.
Trace McGrady, he's did his part. Like Allen Iverson, they did their part. It's a team game, but if you're a great player, you can only do so much. Yao Ming has given them nothing. And I think they give him a pass a lot of the time and blame a lot of stuff on T-Mac. Just like in Sacramento, he used to blame everything on C-Webb when the rest of them slugs disappeared when the game was on the line. Yao Ming is giving them nothing. He doesn't play aggressive from one game to the next. And if he doesn't play aggressive, when Magic said he thought Houston could win this thing, but Yao Ming he's on a play like that 1 or 2 games.
That was the big if they continue to play like this
but
together.
Between my aunt and my uncle,
yeah,
I can't say it.
4 points on 1 out of 3 for Yao Ming with 2 fouls, by the way. T-Mac's got 19.
No.
Hey, Game 7, Pacers and Celtics coming your way Saturday night. The time to be announced, but we will have it here on TNT.
But you didn't think you know what time TVA
Saturday
meant?
night.
Oh, you think we got dumb fans at home?
No, they are well-educated fans. When we come back, we'll take you down the stretch. Boston and Indiana when we come back.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the NBA.
Can you hear me now? Good.
And that says a lot. Here comes McCready. What a play by T-Mac.
With spicy food, you need a light beer that can hold its own. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
Thank you, guys. What a weekend. Awesome time. Thank you.
Hey, you're marrying a great girl, buddy. Seriously.
Yeah, she is a great girl who would not approve of one single thing we just did. Isn't that your... Well, that's gonna make an interesting toast.
Last Sprite.
That's mine. Back off, LeBron. Coming through. Nighty-night. Victory is mine. Show him my motto.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, honey, it's a camera phone. It's 2 camera phones.
Oh, it's a Mother's Day miracle. Oh, hey, I'll take this one.
This year, Mother's Day isn't just for moms. Get Mom an LG VX6100 camera phone from Verizon Wireless for $49.99 and pick up one for yourself free. Plus, you can add unlimited text and picture messaging to your in-calling for just $5 a month from our enhanced service area. But hurry, this deal ends May 8th.
I sent you a picture of the syrup.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Today, you're a super painter with the amazing Wagner Wide Shot Power Painter. Fast and neat. It lets you paint up to 12 inches wide in one pass. The Power Painter. One of the ways Wagner gives you more power, because there's always something that needs painting. Wagner. Paint fast. Paint smart.
Hey, John, do you...
They're hard to put down. The new grill burgers at Dairy Queen.
This is Adam, who had a Delta SimpliFares ticket with no Saturday night stay, so he could fly home for Friday night, which meant Alicia had an open seat for Susan on a Saturday flight, so she could be on her favorite game show. It starts with something good, like SimpliFares with no Saturday night stay. From there, one good thing leads to another. Delta, good goes around. For our lowest fares, visit delta.com.
How do we get more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs? 150 years of American brewing know-how. Ah, the sweet taste of craftsmanship. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
All right, Boston, Indiana, playing Game 6 tonight at Indiana. The Pacers with a chance to close it out. It's 84-83. Time running out, and Paul Pierce retaliates on the foul by Jamal Tinsley. We're going to take another look at this. They're up by 1, guys, and Pierce.
I'm glad that didn't decide the game. He almost gave it to him.
Another look at regular speed.
That would have been a tough way.
You got to know that you're going to get a tough foul at that time.
That's his second technical.
You have to know that if you're Paul Pierce.
Yeah, but that won't be, this guy can't breathe.
Now, Kendrick Perkins, they got, since Pierce isn't there to shoot, they take Kendrick Perkins, the Pacers select him, and he misses both. So it's 84-84.
I'm glad he